Hey guys, today I want to talk to you about why I created the page. I think like in one of my earlier videos, I mentioned that I would do this, um, and I suppose it's time. So you're not going to see any like. The reason I want to do this is because I want to like explain stuff. You're not going to see any like flashy content from me, right? Um, I'm not I'm not creating videos and spending hours editing them and like adding all this like Gucci crazy phenomena into my YouTube channel. I won't do it. It's not the reason I created the page, right? The whole purpose of me creating this channel wasn't so that I could get 400 million followers and go viral and make a bunch of money. I don't anticipate my following getting big enough for me to even generate $1 off this channel. So that's why I'm not putting any effort into the channel, because the whole reason why I wanted to do this is to help people going to Ranger School. And then, I guess I could continue on and create some more additional videos like, Pathfinder or Airborne, which nobody needs help getting through Airborne, but Air Assault, Rat Master, whatever. So, but yeah, that's why I created the channel and create these videos. It's not because I have any intention of creating an additional source of income for myself. All I want to do is help people be successful at Ranger School. And I want to give them the knowledge that I can so that they can go into Ranger School with a modicum sense of like what they're getting themselves into. YouTube was around and stuff, and I went, but all I ever found was like tips for success, like videos going to Ranger School and stuff. So like when I went and I looked and looked and looked, that's all I could find was like, oh, if you do this thing, you'll be golden at Ranger School. Well, nobody knows that for sure, right? Absolutely nobody knows that. If you do this one thing, you're guaranteed you're going to pass Ranger School. That can't be guaranteed, right? Nobody knows that for sure. I wanted to know what it was like what am I getting myself into? And like the best thing that you could find was, I don't know, there's like a documentary on Netflix. It's like toughest schools on earth, and they did one on Ranger School, they did one on like Special Forces Selection, one on Buds Week for Navy SEALs. They did like an episode on each one. And it's like Hollywood dramatized up. It was, I think if I remember correctly in the video, they're doing like combat water survival assessment. And they just make it seem like it's the worst, and it's really not that bad. So, that's why I created the video, because I want to give like a realistic representation of what you can expect when you get to Ranger School. One of these days I do want to do like a day walk through. This is exactly what Ranger School was kind of like for me. And granted, every experience is going to be different. You might get to Ranger School and be like, that guy was full of shit. That's not what I experienced at all. I want to reiterate, every phase of Ranger School is different. Every class of Ranger School is different. Like, they're similar but different. So you're not exactly going to experience the same thing. So that's why I created the channel. I created the channel to try to help people be successful when they get to Ranger School. Because like once you get a tab, something happens. Like, for some reason, people seem to think that you're just like this almighty knowing power, and you're just the same guy who went through 63 days of suck. Like, you just got through it. So you learn a little bit. Like, you learn mostly about yourself at Ranger School. You're not coming out of there some just like expert tactician. Like, you've got the secret squirrel playbook, and now you know all the secret squirrel tactics. You don't. It's like level 10 tactics. You just do them over and over and over again, and you're like insanely proficient at them. You know them inside and out. There's no like super secret squirrel tactics that you learn at Ranger School. You mostly learn about yourself and like how to lead others when they're cold, wet, hungry, tired, exhausted, just like at their lowest. That's like, you learn how to motivate people to get through that, because when it's your turn to be in leadership, you don't have a choice. You have to. So yeah, so that's why I created the channel. So I should talk a little bit about the name, because it seems odd. Purposeful Posture. My favorite book of all time, I probably honestly read it once a year. It's called Endurance by Alfred Lansing. It's about the Ernest Shackleton voyage. He wanted to be the first person to do the transcontinental crossing of Antarctica. I think it was in the news recently, because they, like within the last year, because they found the ship, the Endurance, that had sunk to the bottom of the Weddell Sea. It's my favorite book of all time. Like, if you really want to read a book about adversity, it's one for the ages. Like, you can read it. Those guys go through some monumental crises, and they like come out the other side all okay. Well, I guess one guy lost a foot, but for the most part, they're all okay, and it's pretty remarkable what they did. So that's my favorite book of all time, which is like why that picture I think is a picture of the Endurance when it was trapped in the ice on the Weddell Sea, of my channel. But Purposeful Posture, that's something that Ernest Shackleton, who was the commander or the leader of the voyage, that's something he always said, is be purposeful, right? That was like one of his sayings, was be purposeful. So if you think about like being purposeful, and you truly reflect on that and give that some thought, it kind of like means like no wasted movements, right? It like means everything you do has a point to it. So, and I really like that, right? Where it's like no wasted movements, being purposeful. Everything you're doing has a point in the end that you're trying to reach. So that was kind of, along the same lines of me making this channel, was to help people get through Ranger School. So I wanted to name the channel something to that effect. So, and of course, like all the other really good names were taken, because I'm probably 25 years late to the YouTube channel show, but that's all right. Figured it out. We got a channel. So, yeah, I really am doing this to help people. So, if you've been through school and you think there's something that like people could benefit from, please leave a comment, and I'll make a video on it. I'll do the best I can. I'll reach out to you, and maybe we could collaborate and we could do a video together. But yeah, I just want to get, I'd like to see more people get tabs, right? I hate that it's such a high attrition rate. I hate that, 50% of people show up and cannot pass the RPA. I hate that. Why? I just don't Like, you know what you're getting into, or you should know what you're getting into. I think that's half the problem, is people don't fully understand what they're getting into. So I figured if I could make this channel and let everybody know, honest, upfront, this is what to expect, then hopefully they can, we can start to see more success. So I was never an RI, so I can't speak to the whole getting 48'd. Like, there's a quota. They're only letting 22 people in per phase, or what, I don't know that. I can only tell you from my experience. This might be controversial and pissing people off, but and if you've experienced something different, leave a comment. But like, when I went and we did the push-ups, which granted you're not seeing a ton, but the people that I saw get failed on their push-ups and have to go retest were the people that were not doing push-ups correctly. So the people I saw doing push-ups, like metronome push-ups, where you're like down, pause, up, pause, down, pause, up, pause. Just like a rhythm, just like. I didn't see any of those guys get 48'd. And like I said, it was a little different because you don't see everybody. You're not seeing everybody do their push-ups. You're not just sitting there watching them like it's a spectator sport. So I didn't see it, but for some reason it still happens. Like, people fail a PT test and they come home and say they got 48'd because the RIs hated them, or there was some quota or something. So I didn't see it. Now, I'll tell you something I did see, which, again, speculation. I'm not an RI, never been an RI, don't even have an RI friend. I do think it's like a boys club, which there's girls now, so boys and girls club, right? Legit, I think there's some merit that the RIs can kind of look at you and say, yeah, he belongs in our club, or yeah, she belongs in our club, she can come in. Or if they look at you and they're like, holy shit, what a weirdo, no way. I think there's some merit on that. Now, I don't think it's a guarantee. I don't think all RIs just simply look at you and say, yeah, he's Ranger material, or he's not Ranger material. But I definitely think there's some merit to that. I also believe that I think you get your go before you even have a graded patrol. Wholeheartedly. On your patrols, like, the RIs are watching you all the time. It's not like they're not tired and hungry. They go home and sleep and they eat, and like, they're functional. So they see how you act outside of your graded patrol. Like, they don't like spotlight rangers. So if you're truly a leader, when it's not your time under the gun and you're helping people out and you're doing everything you can to like ensure success in your squad and your platoon, the RIs do see that shit. And I'm confident that your go is earned well before your graded patrol even starts. Again, maybe controversial. Maybe some people don't agree with me, but hey, it's my channel. So yeah, I just wanted to create this short little video to talk about like why I created the channel, and like what you can expect from me if you're like my viewership. You shouldn't ever expect any like crazy editing like wild explosions going off in the background, and I just, number one, I don't have the technical wherewithal to do that. I don't own a video editing software. Like, as technical as it gets is my editing on the video. I just like shorten the front of the video and shorten the end of it so that you don't see me like sitting in the front of the video going before I start, right? I just like start, I do get all of my throat clearing out of the way, and then I start the video. But yeah, so that's why I created it. I created the video to help people. So if you have something that you think would benefit, if you've been through school and you're like, hey, this is something that I had no idea, I was blindsided by when I got to school, drop a comment. I'll try to do a video on it. If you are like crazy nervous about something, drop a comment. I'll try to address it as best I can. So anyhow, guys, that's all I got. I did want to kind of get that out there about why I created the channel, and just kind of, I guess, set expectations if you're following me religiously, which I seriously doubt anybody is, but just set expectations of like, you shouldn't expect like some flashy, glamorous videos out of me. And I also I want to let people know I'm not doing this for money. I'm truly doing this so that I can try to help people get through school. I don't care about the money. Like I've got a job. I don't need this money. So, and I'm not making it. And to be honest with you, if you've not checked into like how you earn money on YouTube, it's pretty wild. Like, I think if I even ever generated money from this YouTube channel, it's going to be like years from now. Years. It takes, I don't know. I guess I'm not entertaining enough to like get the amount of followers and views that you need to like even start making money. So yeah, anyhow, that's all I got for today. Hopefully you guys liked it. If you got anything you want to see, just let me know. Anyhow, thanks guys, have a great day.